Hello, I am Evelyn and I am a detective. We've had a mystery on our hands this week. Our group of scholars assisted the crew of the Envisioneer to solve it. While on its journey, our ship was wrecked into an island, an ancient treasure map stolen from our captain. Of the crew, we originally had 4 suspects. Today, my classmates will present evidence gathered against Dr. Smart and Shipwright Neff.
Hello, my name is Connor. I'm the medical examiner. In our studies, we found injured crewmates. We learned emergency medicine to help them. If they had fractured elbows or forearms, we would do a sugar tongue splint. If they had a fractured ankle, it'd be a figure 8 splint. Also, we had some crewmates with pain in their neck, so we had to do a cervical collar splint. We used ace bandages, SAM splints, slings, and wrapped the splint to keep the splint snug and tight without cutting off circulation, but not too loose. We continued to help the crew, and we found a crewmate with pneumothorax, also known as a collapsed lung. We made a model of the lung so we could learn on how to help the injured crewmate, so we know how to treat it best. Here is a healthy lung. Works like this. And then a collapsed lung needs much stronger force to make it inflate and deflate, which doesn't need much strength. Also made more strength for it to inflate and deflate than a healthy lung. So we decided that our method of treatment would be surgery, so it wouldn't take too much time to get answers and wouldn't affect too much of the lung. So after all, we saved the crewmates and none of them died. Thank you very much.
Hi, we are the engineering specialists, and we are basically describing and presenting all about the robotics and the truss bridges. Hi, I'm Reagan, and I'm going to be describing all about the robotics. So, after the storm and the shipwreck, most of the crew was lost on the island, and parts of the island were too dangerous for the ship's crew to find and get past. So they needed another way to explore the island and find the missing crew. So we tried the M-bots. The M-bots are basically robots that we built and programmed to find the crew. So the steps that we did were, first we unpackaged all of the parts and pieces, then we assembled it piece by piece until it was ready for its programming. But before the programming, we needed to follow the programming rules, as you can see here. After that, we did lessons training on programming to get finished with it. That is all for me, and I'm passing it to Quentin now.
Hi, my name is Quentin, and I'm an engineering specialist. After the robots were programmed, we needed a food source because we were low on food. So we built a truss bridge so the M-bots can cross over it to go get food. The bridge was made of straw, paper clips, and we made the bridge by bending the straw to make a triangle and connect it. So we needed to test if the truss bridge could sustain the M-bots weight and it could get across without falling.
Thank you for your time, and that is the end for the engineering specialties.
Hi, I'm Levi.
Hi, I'm Tyler.
We are medical examiners. The heart is a fabulous organ. It's part of the cardiovascular system, which pumps blood to the entire body. It's made up of many parts, such as the right ventricle and the pulmonary vein. We dissected a calf heart in our research. Dr. Smart helped a crew member with heart problems, and in order to find out what was happening and how to handle it, we were required to learn more about the heart to save the crew member. In our dissection, we cut open the calf heart and looked and meshed with all the nooks and crannies in the heart with tweezers and dissection scissors.
During our time, we have been learning about snake bites. Some bites with venom and some without. Some hemotoxic and some neurotoxic. Learning that hemotoxic bites cause immediate pain, swelling, bleeding, and tissue damage. Also learning that neurotoxic bites are usually fatal, causing muscle paralysis, which leads to respiratory paralysis. With little pain or swelling, learning about the strikes and jumps of snakes. Next, learning about the do's and don'ts for the bites of different snakes. We will need to know this because First Mate Young got bit by a snake right above her left ankle. With the information, we can tell which snake bit her.
Hello, my name is Mateo, and I am the blood splatter analyst, and I will explain how the blood splatter was the blood of Robert Neff. How we did the blood drop test is we collected artificial blood and dropped it where 3 suspects were injured: 66 inches, 30 inches, and 12 inches. And we dropped the blood from each location, and our average was 15.3 millimeters, around the length of the blood on the captain's quarters. Our average is 15.3 could have also been the cut on Dr. Smart's hand, and there were 3 other crewmates that it could be. Also, Robert Neff was scheduled to fix the door at the time the shipwreck happened. Everyone was injured on different parts of the body: the head, the ankle, and the hand. Us scholars had to analyze the blood drops and average them to see if it was accurate, and our average was around 30 inches. But Robert Neff was damaged at 66 inches, but he could have bent down or jumped or even dragged his head on the floor for that matter. Overall, Robert Neff or Dr. Smart are the stealers of the ancient map.
Hi, I'm Fabiola.
And I'm Gia.
And we're forensic scientists. This week we studied the activities of powdered substances
And fingerprints.
I studied the powdered substances because there was a weird, mysterious powdered substance at the scene of the crime. To figure out what this mysterious powder is, I took a sample of the mysterious powder and compared it to similar powders. The similar powders I tested were powdered sugar, cornstarch, baking soda, and cream of tartar. I tested their textures and smell to see if they were similar to the mystery powder. Then I tested each of the powder's reactions to water, vinegar, and iodine. Next, I tested each of their pH levels. After all these tests, I discovered that cornstarch was the mystery powder. But why cornstarch? Well, on the ship, Dr. Smart gave Shipwright Neff and Navigator Potter cornstarch to heal their sunburns.
And I studied the fingerprints because there was a piece of evidence that had one of the suspect's fingerprints on it. How we did it was we took the cup with the fingerprints on it and analyzed who the suspect was. The powdered cocoa powder helped us see the fingerprints. So we took a piece of tape and stuck it on the cocoa powdered fingerprints and placed the tape with the fingerprints on it on the piece of paper, trying carefully not to get our own fingerprints on the tape. As astonishingly, the suspect's fingerprints were Dr. Smart's.
Ancient map.